I'm alive. Would you believe that the alarm rang like 3 times? And I say both. All 3 times I look over and I'm like, it's still early, 8 o'clock. Oh, it's still early, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, it's almost 10. Let me just. And then, next thing I know, it's noon. Uh, I should know better. Kev, one of my online friends, said, 10 o'clock, eh? I don't think you're going to be able to do it. And I'm like, silly Kev. Of course I can. Oh. Also, I should probably get this thing ready properly. Oh. Would be helpful if I started the game properly. Give me a second. First of all, slow your roll, music. You sound amazing. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know it's a black screen. I gotta like a bad noodle. I gotta make sure that I work on this before I actually start. Let's see. No, that's not it. The black screen should be resolved in a second. There we go. Yay! I did it all by myself. Ta-da! Arcade Spirits is the game that we're playing right now. This is a game that quite a few of my friends wanted to see me play, so, well, here we are. So, let's see. Let's make it... Oh. Hold on a second. Let's do preferences. Can we do a full screen, please? Whoa! There we go. That fits a lot better. Let me make sure it's not too big. Woo! Oh, cool. Oh, that's funny. There we go. Let me see. A little bit more. I'm just doing some adjustments. And then maybe put... There we go. There we are. That should be good. All right. Oh, Neon, what's Pixel? Aw. I gotta go with Pixel. Neon's great, but Pixel's like... I have a soft side for Pixels. Alright. Is that it? Prizes. Oh. Alright. So let's do this. I don't know what this game is about. Well, I mean, I have a general idea what it is about, but I don't know what to expect. So let's do this. Oh. Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. New profile 237771. Economic bracket lower middle employment. Hey. Category bleak. Current emotional health rating low. Well, I'll give this game one thing. It's pretty accurate. Ideal candidate for premium level assistance. Proceed. Negative. Oh, well, that's rude. Premium level assistance re-requested. Proceed. Negative. Pretty please. Negative. Overriding denial of assistance. Establishing premium services for profile 237771. Justification? Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. You know, it'd be hopeful if I knew what the... Yeah, yeah, I know. I know, Mason. Off the bat, already getting denied hope. Oh, hello. Oh! Is this moi? Neato. Neat. Well, I mean, I may as well make him look like me, so let's go. Ooh. Oh, look at all them skin tones. That's great. Let's see. The little dude in the corner that usually represents me is usually a lighter color, so let's go with that one. And oh, hairstyle. Oh, neato. Medium looks a little fun. Medium seems to suit me a little better. It's messy. Clothing color? Oh, yeah! Oh. This is not my favorite game in the universe. Pronoun? Well, I usually go by he. Eye color? Ooh. Whoa, that's a little too brown. Can we do a light brown? Oh, there it is. Nope. There we go. Lighter. There we go. Yeah, I know. Mason, character creation is one of my favorite things in games. And this is surprisingly, this lets you do quite a lot of it. I actually really like it. Name. First name? You know what? I may as well go with my online name. I wonder if my online last name will fit. It does! I am ready to take on the world, I think. Let's go! Jim Knickerbocker, pronoun he. Is this correct? Yeah. This is correct. Premium level assistance for profile 237771. Jim Knickerbocker has been activated. Hooray! For the sake of his hopes and dreams. Well, I mean, you gotta get help whenever you find it. I think. The following is a work of fiction. All references to trademark classic arcade game titles are used under nominative fair use. Okay. Oh. Winners don't do drugs. Fiction Factory Games. Oh boy. Thank you, Stefan Gangden and Anne Schumann. Level 1, put your quarter up. I really like these transitions. Yes, Mason, officially, Pac-Man does not officially condone this game. Oh. It is the future 20XX, a dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. That's not good. Woe be to the human race, plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister. I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Yeah, no, sorry. The future is 20XX is pretty much what you'd expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assistant AI, cheese-flavored snack foods. But even with such wonders as 20XX holds, to date, I've had no part of any of them. Or is this me? I've worked as a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, a lifeguard for the local community pool. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't really as shiny and cool. Let me show you. Behold my quaint little apartment. Can't complain really, it's paradise in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent, neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most in my family tree. Or at least I was, before today.
You got fired from another job?
Oh, that's never a good thing to open up with.
Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
Oh. Apparently, okay, so this is me. And apparently I can't hold down a job that's not good. The horrifying looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. Juniper's the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also like the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job, like, today.
I don't get why you weren't more upset about this. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
Well, first off, I'm gonna see if I can increase the... Oh, the voice volume is really high. No, yeah, but let's reduce this so we can actually hear the people a little better, and see where that goes from there. pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset? Because you... Oh, what happened to your... What? I didn't kill it, did I? Oh, boy. Okay, alright. Because you actually enjoyed that job more than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks at the very least. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart, the center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold it in water anymore. Whatever, I'll just get another job. Any job will do as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong, I saw how mopey and tired you were coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you get back from the pool each day, I sometimes caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that?
There you go.
I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right? I just want us to be happy. Both of us.
Well, I thought you hated your job.
Come on.
Oh, this is about... Uh-oh, my mind's made up. We're going to find a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Oh, boy. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in front of class to give a speech, and I forgot to put on my pants and... Your dream job. Oh. I don't know, Juniper. I've never really given it any serious thought.
I got it.
Oh, hey, I think I've just got the thing to help you out. Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping and unlocking code onto the glass before pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps me from being late to meetings. Totally free too. My cousin introduced it to me. I probably need one so I can wake up on time during the weekends. Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? It would have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun right. Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you right now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh? Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe it can point you at some good jobs, ones with less socks and or urine. I'll think about it. Okay, but don't think too long, right? Hey, I still got my orange shirt. In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life, too. Both of us had it rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try and start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart, she means well. She's been firmly in my corner for all my life, the two of us, against any dark forces aligning against me. But that's not to say that she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled, nope. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidney sold on the black market or something. Still, no sense in messing around with it now. A good night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Right. Whee! No dreams, no nightmares, just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. Oh. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download app, find dream job, make money, sort your life out. I believe in you. So, moment of truth. Do I trust in Juniper's weird little app, or just go find some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? Huh. What should I do? I'm probably going to lean towards giving the little app a shot. You know what? I think I will do that. Give the little weird app a shot. Because I'm fairly sure if I settle for what I can find, that ends the game, maybe. Because if this is anything like a normal dating sim, I'm going to get a couple of endings available to me, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So, let's give the little weird app a shot. Figured at the very least, her miracle app could possibly help find me a job. I loaded up, tapped the icon, and...
Hello!
Oh my god. Hey, Iris? Iris? Oh, this is ironic. Huh? Okay, see, that's what I meant. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I went, huh? Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so, you know, not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future of 20XX.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have to turn the music down even more because apparently it loves overpowering the dialogue. Quips, good for streamers. I don't even know what that is, but we'll find out later.
This is the ad-supported free version, sponsored by Pizza Yums.
I don't know what Pizza Yums is, but it sounds really good.
Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime?
Oh, they did that.
Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
Are you serious? Yes, Mason, so did I. You know what? Yeah, let's sign up for Pizza Facts.
Thank you for subscribing to Pizza Facts. I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Thanks, Iris. You're a lot less buff than I imagined. Pretty tall order for an app to do. Are you some sort of wish-granting genie? I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively intercommed database-searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. I glanced up from my phone at the heads-up at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure. Why should I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already had a voice-activated assistant AI. I could just say, "Hey phone, search the web for job listings," and it'd work just as well. Ah, but I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program, with more heart. I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life, all thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending, super-duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name but couldn't figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? Sure, give me the... Oh, yeah, I mean, I need a tutorial, especially if this doesn't function like a regular thing. Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way you can be the sort of person you want to be. Ooh. The system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can... Oh, let me adjust something here. Oh, I missed that. And I can't go back. Gosh darn it. Wait, history. Here we go. I accidentally clicked. I can spot 5 different identity identifiers. Oh, I needed to know this. In your responses for people. Quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically. Okay. Sounds to me like your programmers... Oh, your programmers also wanted a... Oh, that's me actually. Sounds to me like your programmers also wanted a bunch of things ending in Y. That's correct. My branding is on point. Whoa. Quirky Responses uses jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation. Just a thing for picking up someone's spirits, but badly timed joke. But a badly timed joke may not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. When you stop and think before before speaking, you're on steady ground. But that might not take someone's feelings into account. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic, and gentle in nature. They're careful with the feelings of others, but they're sometimes a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you're brash, bold, risk-taking, and instinctive, you're gutsy. But it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive, so be careful. Lastly, you can always take a basically option. It's a balanced and neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while learning more and digging deeper. Over time, I'll build up a personality profile based on the identity identifiers detected in your speech. Maybe you'll be predominantly quirky, genuinely steady, a mix of both. Who knows? It's up to you. Hey, Kev! I think it's neat so far. I only just started, so I'm only just finding out the game mechanics just now, apparently. So, yeah, it's really neat. Also, me and Mason were geeking out over the character creation, too. We're like, oh, you got to actually edit yourself, woo! So, what you're saying is I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy? Oh, and never speak basically, I mean. Being basic's bad, right? It sounds bad.
Nope.
Heck no, they're all useful. In the right context, there are no bad choices. Consider what you could say and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you could gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you. Now, let's see my patent pending identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about dad jokes? Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, if we're gonna be just going with me, then hi jokes from dad. Seriously? Seriously? Hey, I never said I was good at dad jokes, just that I could go for them. It's true. So now that I've seen the identity indicators in action, now that you've seen them, do you want to see the indicators like that so you can make an informed decision? If not, I can hide the indicators, keep it a surprise. That way, it doesn't influence your decision making. It's up to you. Let me see them. Okay, you'll see indicators in all their glorious color. What if I'm colorblind? That's why they're also uniquely shaped icons. Don't worry, I got your back. Anyway, as we go along, I'll analyze and tally your identity identifiers. In fact, let me show you now.
Good work.
Oh, hey. Will you look at that? Such a strong personality. You asked me a single question. Off to a great start, I'd say. And hang on, you're scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality? Hey, I said you shouldn't. I'm an app, I think in numbers, so I gotta gamify it a little. Oh. Oh no! I hope the stream goes a little better for you, Kev. I'm not sure what I can do to smoothify it. Let me see if I got options on my streaming thing. Output. No, I can't edit anything right now. No, actually, stream option. No? Under my stream settings, I don't really get to edit anything. Oh joy. It's good to know that this lets me edit. Hooray! I'm just looking really quickly to see if I can. No, I can't do anything. Boo! Boo! I say. Sorry, Kev. I hope it gets better. Where was I? Ah, yes. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or Chivos as the kids say, encourage app engagement. I'm sorry, Chivos? Sounds like a chip. Okay, well, what's with the empty space on the left? Oh, I also track vocal responses from people you meet. Once you get to know some folks, I'll let you know how well you're getting along with them over here. Relationship scores. Wonderful. So will you also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to go find a walkthrough for the vast game you're making of my daily life? Jim, you're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people won't get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them, and it'll be obvious when you're doing that. I promise you that if you bungle a few social encounters, it won't really hurt anything. No cheating needed. Just relax and have fun. Well, that's actually really nice to know. Like, to be completely honest. Chivos! But no, yeah, it's really nice to know that I can't, like, accidentally make someone, like, want to kill me. That'd be great. That'd be not great, but you know. You can access your scorecard anytime you like with the Q key, or click on the score in the upper right corner of your screen. And that's everything. Ta-da! Okay, but how is any of this... But how is any of that supposed to help me get a job? I only downloaded the app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
Why, it'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
Eh? You can talk to ghosts? Is there ghosts in the room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost, that's the rule.
No, silly. I mean your spirit, your hopes and dreams, your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Oh. Romance? Seriously? Seriously. Often you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place, but if you'd rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too. Workplace dating. Well, that's a recipe for disaster, and hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kinda awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start out of the gate? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? Oh, I get to choose. Ooh. Sure, I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice. Romance with flirty first impressions. Let's stay focused. I'll play it cool on day one at least. Romance without flirty impressions. I'm just not interested in romance, Iris. Ooh. Whoa. Let's see, which one do I want to do? What do you guys think? Should I jump in head first into the romance? Or should I maybe put romance in the backseat for now and wait for that later? What do you guys think? I mean, this is technically a dating. Well, no. This is a visual novel, but with the option of a dating sim, visual novel. And it's one of those. One of those. In the meantime, I really like this game. It's really well done. It's been fun so far, and the writing is pretty great. Waiting for an opinion. Anyone's opinion. In the chat. That's what I'm waiting for. Someone to say something. Although if I don't get something soon, I think I'm just gonna choose something. Alright, opinions going once. Opinions going twice. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose with. Just to keep the stream going. I think I'm mature enough to juggle both at once. Why not? Super! And remember, the choice is yours. If you're not comfortable with other people, stay professional. Now let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal history, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information metadata. Aha! I knew it! This is some kind of scam. I'm gonna wake up in a bathtub of ice, missing a kidney. Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor.
Bad command or file name?
Oh, you're being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your dream job. Am I authorized? Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here. just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf. Still, 18th the Still, 18's times the charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Analyzing. Please enjoy this recorded music. So, do I just stand here or?
Thank you.
Oh!
Thank you.
I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Please put on some nice clothes. Nicer than those, please. I don't think that's too much to ask. Wait! I mean, what? For your interview, silly, you want to look your best. But how? Okay, how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple, I'm awesome like that. Now get a move on, tut-tut. You need to catch the 8:20 bus, and that's 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening. But I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could delete the app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option. I could, get dressed for Iris's job interview. A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right here rather than hop a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. My character is very obsessed with losing his kidneys, or the possibility of losing his kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she'd finished that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims at serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe salesman job at best. But, well... What is my dream job anyway? What the... Oh, here we go. I like us to go with the flow. Let's see. Here we go. As much as I genuinely enjoyed being a lifeguard, I can't say I've found true direction in life yet. I'd assumed I'd never would, honestly. Which is a super real answer to, like, kind of what I feel like right now, professionally wise. I mean, I've done jobs that, or I'm like okay with, and then my last job I really, really enjoyed and loved, but as of right now, like in real life, I don't think I've really found a direction of what I want to do with, you know, in career-wise. I'm still looking, I'm still weighing options, trying to figure out what I can do, but what I want to do, I don't know, I'm kind of still aimless on that fact. Which I think is why I really relate to this character and or games right now. Aw. Putting your, Kev is putting on flight mode to see if that gives her more bandwidth. Let me take a peek again at the stream things here. At my streamer things. I'm just trying to see if there's a way I can stream a little better. I think next time I'll see if I can stream with less FPS. Maybe that'll help. I can't change it now. But there is a video section in this thing, and maybe if I reduce also the resolution, because right now the resolution is basically my actual screen size, and I'll mess with those settings next time. But I'm hoping that that'll maybe help in some fashion, way, or form. When I was young, yeah, I guess I had hopes, I had dreams, maybe even what Iris called spirit. After things went south for my family, I learned to put all that aside, but assuming Iris wasn't out for my kidneys, what if it's not too late? So I thought, one last time, I'll have some optimism, some faith. And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out I was right to have faith in my spirit. Hooray! I made the right choice, or at least I made a choice that's not, like, Oh. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building. Although my destination isn't as nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of the 19XXs. Places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into as tight a space as possible. Oh, hold on a second. Adjusting something. Alright, going back. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa once called Lattes and Enemas. Which sounds,
Hey, listen.
Oh, Iris. What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Huh. Let's see, Kev says, could just be Twitch itself. I could try restarting my computer. Could also be my computer. Okay. Hey, Seth, how's it going? Yeah, I'm really liking this game. This game is actually pretty good and surprisingly, very, intuitive. Like, there's a lot to do. There's like some surprising little game mechanics and stuff. Trust me on this. I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-referenced your personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
Apparently. I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are a big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. Aww. In an alternate reality, arcades are always popular in the mainstream. But well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one, hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold. And sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well... No wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Oh, hello, Real Picture. Video gamers weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980X, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad, like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. That part, because once upon a time ago, I was gonna do, like, when I was trying to debate on what kind of video on YouTube to do, one of them was like a brief history in video games. And I read various books on the subject, and yeah, that part is really true. Back in the 1980s, I think I'm gonna say like the early 1980s, because by 1987, thanks to Nintendo, they practically single-handedly saved the video game industry by making games popular with like everyone again. So like around the early 1980s, basically the video game market was so oversaturated with video games, like it got to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, cool, video games, these are really interesting. But then video game companies started releasing game after game after game after game. It became like companies were finding that the video games at that time were a lucrative novelty. So they were releasing video games one after another, and there was no more quality control. You know, people were just releasing games like for instance, like nowadays, you know how like some games are just like, oh man, they didn't really put any like work into it or any thought into it. It was like 10 times worse back then, because companies were so excited about video games making money. They were more worried about making money than they were video games. So there was like maybe like 10 cartridges that they released for like the Atari or whatever in a single week, because they just wanted to make that money. And there was just so much video games that they couldn't sell them. Like, people weren't interested in buying all of those video games. There's just too much in the market. So, you know, you had people lose interest. You had video game companies start to tank because they just couldn't get rid of their product. You know, it went from selling to, oh no, nothing is selling anymore. Too much shovelware definitely hurts. Yeah. And so eventually it got to a point where people weren't buying video games. It was getting to a point where people were like, it's just a fad. No one wants to buy this and stuff anymore. There's too much, you know. Then Super Mario Brothers came out, and it's like, oh look, it's a story that has some thought into it. You know, not much of a story in retrospect, but Super Mario Brothers had little plumber goes off to save a princess, has multiple levels that all range in difficulty and in various, you know, they look different, and you know, people got that and it was great. And you know, that pretty much single-handedly sparked interest back into video games. And you know, a lot of the companies that were oversaturating the video game market with, you know, way too much cartridges for their Odysseys and the Ataris, they kind of went out of business at that point. So, you know, the market was the playing field was fresh, and so, you know, they decided to try again. And you know, we ended up with Sega, and we ended up with a bunch of other things, and that's how we ended up today. Yeah, bundling the original NES with Rob did help too, although Rob didn't sell too well. Rob the Robot was very smart and very unique at the time, and it kind of still is, to sell an entire operating, like a video game operating system that's basically a robot that uses like little like fast tops to land on video game controls and all that. But I don't think they did very well with it. I love Rob the Robot to like absolute bits, like Nintendo's Rob, but I don't think it did too good. The idea was great, but it's just the way that like it needs to, you know, move over, pick up the top, move over to like that little doohickey on your controller, put the top on the controller on the little button that you want, wait, and then have it pick it up again, move over to and then place the top back to where it was. It just it was, Seth, it was definitely a very, very neat marketing gimmick. It was definitely something that caught the attention of like a lot of people. And hold on a second. I know I'm playing a game right now, but no. We should stick to the game. I was about to pull out some Rob the Robot footage, but I'm like, no. We'll save that for later. Yeah, I haven't seen one in the while either, but yeah, let's keep playing the game. I got super sidetracked. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible video game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. Oh yeah. E.T. generally regarded as the worst video game ever made. Basically, it started the avalanche of like people not buying the games. The music is very nice. Yes, I agree, Seth. It basically started the avalanche of the video game market crash, essentially. I'm not sure if it's the catalyst of what started the video game crash, but it essentially started the avalanche. But yeah, it's definitely E.T. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it ruined video games for years. Yeah? Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed, the game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now, or in, like, my lifetime now. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. An alternate reality where E.T. was actually postponed and worked on to make sure that it didn't suck. Oh, I would love to play that game. Oh yeah, there are worse titles now too, Seth. I can actually beat E.T. But yeah, apparently in Arcade Spirits, there's an alternate timeline where E.T. was worked on until it was actually good. Yeah, the landfill photo's pretty great. But oh my goodness. It was in fact, I think this is a picture of that time where they dug up a landfill to see if they can find Because there was a rumor going on for the longest time that they buried a massive hoard of ET cartridges because Atari just couldn't get rid of them. So they just buried them in a landfill somewhere. And they finally went out in somewhere in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. They actually did an excavation of where they think the landfill was, and I think they actually found a single cartridge in there. I don't know if it was true or not, but sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? Stop. This hurts. I don't like it. I don't like it. He's hitting reality too hard. The mind boggles. Yeah, thanks. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, but only to come up short, like my reading. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job, I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months. This left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure?
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's place, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in, flashback. 15 years. Huh. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that though, eager to show off her homework.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need, right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, compromise, settle, because things really rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. And besides, what is my dream anyway? Oh, thank you. I do my best. Well, I mean, the voice actor for this guy shouldn't count. It's just me doing the character me. Like, this is me talking in regular, and then like for like Jim, you see in the corner of the stream here, that he's sort of like a dual character here. Little Jim in the jumpsuit in the chair. He's as you could probably guess, he looks just like John from the comic, but he's also like my little bit of an avatar that I use elsewhere too, because John in the webcomic is so closely associated with myself and my personality, just exaggerated by a lot. So I just use that as an avatar, and so for him, whenever I do a character that's just like me within a game, I kind of use this voice a little more because it's just, I don't know, it fits him a little better. So yeah, that's fun. The roommate character is adorable, and I love her, and I hope I get to see her again. When things started running downhill for my family, I had to grow up fast, put aside silliness like wanting to be an astronaut, and take what I could get. Now, thanks to Iris, I've got a shot at taking something a little better than what I usually get. I owe it to myself to try and be happy and paid, not just paid. So I opted to push on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. Now here, Pac-Man. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat. Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here. From the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be a Showtime stage, a collaboration of Nihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa! Is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screen is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. 2 genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there.
Oh.
Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
What? The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
I didn't realize they bleeped the X. I didn't know they bleeped the X. Oh my god. Is that when you suplex a clown? A genie in my phone setup told me to... Let's go for a general one. I don't want to tell like a... no, it's too jokey. And like she said before, sometimes it's not very good to choose a thingy, so let's go with a neutral one. You've been in business for bloop years? The storm of 90 bloop? I was technically alive for that, but I heard that it was pretty awful. Oh, we've endured many nor'easters around these parts. You'd get used to it. My little arcade stood the test of time and withered all elements. We've actually been around since 1970, bloop! Back when the games were in black and white and pinball was all the rage. Oh, how times change. That long? But I thought the arcade business was high risk. Not when you hire good people with love in their hearts. Actually, are you here looking for work, perchance? I'm currently classified as job-seeking, yes. Oh, thank goodness. I've been hoping someone would reply to that ad I posted on the webs.
Please, call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband.
Oh.
Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
At least it's peacefully. Also, I love her Pac-Man earrings. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Oh, that's information I needed to know, yes. This is regular. She's got Pac-Man fever. And you are? Jim Knickerbocker, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end... Done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well, now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. I like the sounds of the arcade, though. You never hear them anymore. So shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Francine leads me down a back alleyway. Back hallway past public restrooms. And into a door marked employees only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. Okie dokie, Seth. I kept making a face. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat, and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for 12 jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weakness? Once I even had to describe how to resemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up dishwashing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Oh yeah, Kev, to answer that, I thought so too, but under the Streamlabs OBS, that's what I'm using to stream. When I go in the options and click on the stream settings, it doesn't give me much to work with there. That's why I'm thinking next time I stream, when I go on the video settings, that gives me some options. So I'm thinking of maybe like reducing that there. What? That's a heck of a question there. What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Okay, right. Maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. Big dude, enjoy salad. Pterodactyl soaring through the sky. I always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no. All dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl. Swooping around, catching up drafts, staying way up, and meat-eating eaters. Really? How relaxing. Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack, huh? Snack? Well, if this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos, always tacos. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Pizza bagels? Say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you could have... Hush you. Come now, dear. I don't have all day. After giving a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos are always my favorite snack. Tasty apple with almond butter. Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. You know what? I gotta go with tacos. Tacos. Only tacos. There's no other sustenance. I can see you are a person that knows exactly what they want and how to get it. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. I brace myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Is this interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Oh, engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. There you go, that one. Medical, definitely. In a world without lawyers, I'm sure I could do a reasonable job. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class when I worked in a previous jobs and CPR lessons. That's a great point. Doctors and nurses will all be exposed to assorted patient zeros and will be the first ones to get eaten. People with any medical knowledge will be in high demand and could be the difference between your party living and dying slowly and painfully. One more thing.
Why are you here?
The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you, it came about the job offer.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt you think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long.
Oh.
So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than a vague hope of that maybe this time I wouldn't lose everything. But that's just enough motivation to face each day, no more than that. It wouldn't be enough to answer her question. I needed to think this through. It's Funplex, the plex of fun, and I like fun. To be honest, I don't know, not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had that much. I'm probably gonna go with the heart. Confused silence. If I don't dare take risks, I'll be stuck. I'm gonna go with heart. I understand I'm not whining or looking for pity, but understand I'm not whining or looking for pity, but my life has been a complete mess for over a decade, in and out of jobs, taking what I can get, settling, compromising. I gave up on hoping for something better for a long time ago. But well, the people in my life who are close to me keep encouraging me to try and chase my dreams. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for the answer to your question. But I won't be daydreaming all the time, I promise. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. That takes a lot of focus. I'll be just as attentive in helping your Funplex. That perks her attention. I'm the 5th Planeteer. Yeah, move over, no, it's not Kwame. Whoever had the monkey. Get out of here, it's mine now. Oh my, a rather serious occupation at that. And an unusual step for such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it. Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work. Which makes Francine smile in turn. Mati! That's what it was, Mati. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate. Like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. Oh, excuse me. Francine, it only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what my duties, this mysterious job I accepted, really involved. Okay. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Jim. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic cars on display. Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've no patience for such nonsense. Francine is the coolest. I'm sorry, the last person who worked this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle the paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Hey, look at me. Okay, then. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? The end. Any minute now. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I kind of want to visit the world leader. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass or a colored pencil set or a light up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Oh, that guy was, just walking by, right on by me. His head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet of his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical business on break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact... Oh, don't worry. Sorry about the internet, Seth. It might actually be me and my streaming, so I'll have to really tweak that. He seems like a snappy dresser. Oh, I see that. Oh. I'm gonna douse myself in very cold water and go with snappy dresser. Most guys I know are content to just toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum knife. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Oh, I am Francine. I had some work done. No. There you go. Hello, I'm Jim Knickerbocker, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian and loves working the floor, but sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you? Give you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper.
Hey!
I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Oh. Right. So, as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that? You're the floor attendant. You attend the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor, the arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two, one to roam, one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I'm not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner, at least if things go south. You tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently has a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right, well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. When anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Comprendo? Let's see, relax, I got this. Stress feeds me, makes me strong. This isn't my first Perny buyer. You're gonna but 911 for huge emergencies, right? Let's see. But 911 for huge emergencies, right? Contact you if problems arise. If not you, Ashley or Naomi, leave Francine alone. But I'd hazard that if the arcade's on fire, you'd rather I call the fire department, right? Well, of course, I enjoy not being on fire. Hey, extra points!
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly.
Yay!
I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
Well, that's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job.
Huh?
Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another.
Oh, where everybody knows your name.
Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives.
Aw.
Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality.
Aw.
My job is to see to it that never happens.
Okay.
That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business.
Aw.
So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard.
I can imagine.
Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Oh. Let's be honest. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here or what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Ah, yay! Hooray! Good to hear. I'd say we share similar views, then. It'll be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully, this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through that door there, the one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to use layman's terms. Oh yeah, the character designs are really cool. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office, to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first coworker ended up slightly less cool of a guy than I thought he'd be, but he's not a jerk, definitely. I get where he's coming from. Plus, I've known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. I figure I can give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. A double door also marked employees only, the apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. Oh god, where am I going? Ooh. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi spoken only of in myth and legend. Oh, a girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. Huh, I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me? For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense. Whoa!
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
I love her outfit. She said with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Kim Knickerbocker. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my text. Oh, whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench, where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. Oh, no wonder I didn't notice her until now. She's totally focused on the task at hand. Or, I always assumed retro arcade nerds were fat middle-aged guys. I don't like that one. Or, oh my god, she is cute. I just want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. Okay, I kind of want to go with the last one, but that one's a little creepy, so... I'm gonna go with the last one and hold my breath. I am weak. I am but a weak-willed human being. One who grew up feeling mighty funny whenever I saw Velma from Scooby-Doo. I relate to this statement so hard it's not even funny. This game needs to stop being real. Oh, Kev, it's your waifu. I think I'm inadvertently, theoretically gonna hug your waifu. Nerds need love too, you know? And when I was moved from school to school, a social outcast, I was drawn to a fellow outcast in turn. Still, beyond my weird libido, mostly I noticed how much she's smiling as she wheels that little thing on the welds the thing on the bigger thing. She's just so happy and at peace, and I can appreciate that joy in one's nerdy passions.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
Oh. He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
All right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. Yay, sharing waifus! Why is it so empty in here? Maybe we could fill it with nacho dip? Let's go with the neutral one for now. I'll admit, I don't know much of anything about how arcade games tick. I figured it was packed full of circuits and things. Naomi keeps working, using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter, like a bar top or a cocktail cap. I'd say uprights favor for form over functionality.
Let me explain.
Oh boy. I mean, compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy cabinets are shorter, so you play sitting down, but I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the key ring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile. Not just at a job well done, but at looking at the whole thing. Like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love that classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles. The side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on the what artwork? With a sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with that game title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is? Working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, a bunch of weird looking boxes in a row looks ugly. I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. Or, so you're our resident game historian then. I like it. Like for me, an arcade cabinet looks really pretty, and like now that like nostalgia plays a big part in like bringing these things back, and especially when I go to MagFest, these things can get very like complicatedly beautiful. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wood and circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself. All of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it in an emulator or on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Oh yay! Oh good. Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny.
Woohoo!
Finally, so few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk about this stuff is going to be great. Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin? Okay, well,
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude is just, oh...
Ugh.
All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he'd gut the whole place. Uh-oh. If anyone's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with. And what's more, Gavin gave me the whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here. A long-standing argument with the new guy really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kind of want to know too. Oh boy. Don't rock the boat. Clear the air, find out more. Let her keep talking. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. She is very adorable. You know what? Let's get neutral. As much as I don't want to rock the boat, let her keep talking because that's the neutral response and that shouldn't, like, egg or not egg on. If she chooses to keep talking about it, should be okay. And if not, well, that's okay too. I just get so mad thinking about what evil money-minded schemes he's probably cooking up. No. Not gonna get worked up. Yay! Besides, not right of me to dump all this workplace gossip on the head of the newbie. So we know it's gossip. You seem like a good person and you love arcade games like I do. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem a strong, strapping kind of guy. Well, a strong guy at least. Hey! Well, you're a guy, that's an... Oh! I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left! You're right, careful! Now right forward, right. Correct. I mean, not turn to the right. Right. Keep it coming, and... There. Carefully, tip it into place. Victory! I gently ease the rolling dolly to forward, the giant wooden box slotting into place along its neighbors. Yeah, the workplace, it looks really good. The two-wheeled dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again.
Yeah.
Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but... Thanks for helping me out, Jim. I think you're gonna do just great here. I'm happy to... Oh! Alright, stomach growling. Food required. Except... I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel...
Oh my god. Now I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel... Shush! Hey, so, any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... Not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheap old wub sub sandwich place, but even if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know, wait here. And she's off, scurrying back to her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime, here you go. She presses a box lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make it from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet, when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What do you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole story next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important.
See ya.
See you after lunch. I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. Naomi definitely reminds me of some of the friends I made back in school. A little weird, a little obsessive about things, but charmingly so. We seem to think alike in a lot of ways. I think we'll get along just fine. We seem to think alike. Oh, I already read that. But I am silly to hold out hope for, I don't know, more? First day on the job, Jim. Get your head on straight. And yet, she did give me her lunch. Me, a total stranger. Gotta be something there, right? Oh, hey. So, a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute, and hopefully has plenty of calories, too. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my munch on. Okay. The room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it'll do. Utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my loaned lunch. What is that? What is happening? Why? Await death? Coherent screaming? Nah, I'm gonna have to go with what incoherent screaming. With my mind and body screaming wildly, my paralyzed form is unable to move from the vision of terror before me. The half-person, half-animal waves their appendages in front of me, likely closing in for the kill. Hello? Anyone in there, waking nightmare? Oh, see? Nothing to be afraid of. Ah, right! I see! Looks like you've stabilized. I was worried I scared the life right out of you.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really?
Oh my god. Yeah, why are the eye holes there of all places?
Can we start over, maybe?
I nod my head slowly, although that could just be my muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jim.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
What? What the Funplex what now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
Oh no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Today? This morning to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome to the Funplex.
I mean, it would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall you had to know more.
Let's see.
Oh boy. You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all the games, sliding right up onto the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course. Of course, you would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided that 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you needed to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch that secret key code just to find me. It just keeps going and going. She's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. Or Ashley's got quite the imagination, all right. Or is that how I come across to people, as a creepy trespasser? Oh my god. Well, she's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. The way she takes an idea and runs with it. A lot of people might find that weird, but I kinda dig it. Shows a lot of imagination. I wonder if she's a writer or something. And how would you and how would you have snuck out, I wonder? I could have helped, but for a price. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple of minutes. Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines. I'm not really painting the best picture here. Ah, geez, I don't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make. Cosplay? As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are. Empowering? Really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely. You want to try? Got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley was pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell when her hands are just feathers. Yeah, the sound samples are great. So, Pinky is your creation? Intentionally? Yep, it's pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? It looks. I'd probably stitch my hands together if I tried that. If you were going for terrifying, yes. I'll go with the joke. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stuff like that. Literally, if I get enough thread running between them, I'm pretty impressed though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship of games. Clearly, you're digging on the craftsmanship of costumes. Aw, thanks. It's nice when a hard work is appreciated. I wear it around the Funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it. Well, that makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far, no crowds to pump up or kids to be adored by. Hey, secret between you and me? Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in and glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm, and I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Huh, limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was! Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl, must have been like 5-6 years max. Anyway, we were next to Showtime stage and she tugged on my arm and whoosh! Off came the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you are consistently scaring people and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now. I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you? So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend to the floor. The floor is the thing I am attending to when I'm not going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud. I assume you've already met Francine, but have you had a chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yeah, I met them already. Although it seems like they aren't too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish they would hurry up and make out already. Yeah. Wait. What? Seriously? So, are they going out? Haha, nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Jim. Consider them marked.
Beep beep.
Beep 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 beep, Jim. What's that sound? Oh no! Oh, wait, what was that sound? Oh, that was the Cyrus. I got confused. Drat! I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to go back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
What?
That's
no.
That's no good. Jim needs his calories. You eat up, Jim. I'll watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You can do my job and wander the floor a bit. Fair enough. Thanks. Ashley winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. As I'm moving the rice down in the shape of little hearts, wow, it occurs to me that I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. Ashley got a lot of things going on in that head of hers. I just don't understand it at all. Ashley's a total cutie. I'm all aboard the Pinky Train choo-choo. Oh, she's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm for art. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday began. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done. Late rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor, looking for problems or potential problems, or just making sure everything's A-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. cooperation is going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they can really drag down your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get to all of them, but which do I tackle first? An irate customer near Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Someone cursing up a storm at Fist of Discomfort. A loud crowd snoring. Let's do the irate customer at Mr. Moopy's. My mutant floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-handed side of the arcade. I quickly rush all of 30 feet to the scene of the crime, already in progress. Come on! Hurry up and finish your game! Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yes, I'm Jim, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and attend to me. I want this to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, these are children. They're children present. Could you please keep the swearing to a minimum? You kick that fat piece of off this game and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. Figuring I ought to hear the fat piece of sides of the story before rushing to a judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. He doesn't even notice. So I tap again, twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee, thank you, Naomi, which simply reads, Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff. Yeah. A bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Or as this other guy would probably put it, holy at this high score. I do not care for this chap either. Excuse me. Right. Sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. I'm keeping a good pace here. Plenty of livestock on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow, the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in his British accent. I need to make him British. Like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Well, yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first, I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dues slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out a $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash to that movie where some dude plays another dude to sleep with his wife, and then they roll around in bed covered in money and, Cover what exactly? The cost of the game. The game itself. I never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even in 20s, and dudes rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please! On it! Fortunately, Iris has my messenger app open for me with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for $3K, what do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for it, plus parts, yes, absolutely yes, sell the relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although now how's Naomi gonna react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit. It also feels kinda weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp on the real cost of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. Oh no, what do I do? This game's $200, but I'm sure we should sell. I'm not sure we should sell. Oh, 3,000 sounds about right. It's yours. Or I'm not sure we should sell the game. What do? What do? I'll go with my heart. I'll mati it up. Mati! It's an older game and actually only cost us about $200, but well, it's part of the arcade, sir. I expect this apparent gazillionaire to protest at not getting his way. But he's smiling. You're right. This is Mr. Moopy's home after all. Oh, I'm sorry, he's British. You're right. This is Mr. Moopy's home after all. Let's compromise. I'll pay you $1,000 American and own the game, but you keep it here. And in return, I get to play it as long as I want, provided nobody's already playing. That way, I can keep chasing the score, but your arcade stays whole. I'd hate to break up a loving family. Naomi will be relieved to hear that. Even if Gavin may flay me for passing up $2,000. Good. I'd hate to make Naomi cry. How could I live with myself? Yeah, I don't think you really have the authority to sell the company's property, but... Which leaves the rando hopping mad But to be fair, we had been kind of ignoring that he exists. What the... Man? What kind of an arcade is this anyway? Unless I'm going to Deco's place. Palace. And we just lost a customer. Stomping his way out of the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove out a rando out into the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
Oh, now you talk. What a As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing, eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, and clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. Seems to care about more than just his game, splashing around cash. Aren't we, Mr. Moneybags? Oof, digging the dad bod. I love my choices. Caring, inquisical, but not really very tactful, and I are horny. I'll go with the first one. I take it from someone wallowing around in the lower tax brackets, the rich can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he just let us keep the game. He just wanted to play. That's all. And why? Because of Naomi. Because of the Funplex. It's a home and a family for the games and for us. Maybe it's for the best. I sent that rando out the door in favor of this guy. So, you know Naomi? He's happy to talk even while playing.
Of course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy. I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant? I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
Oh, I didn't even see. That's me, Jim Knickerbocker, Arcade Wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
So, you've seriously just been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat, but playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
He sounds more Australian than British. The beeps and the boops?
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition.
I feel it, dude.
I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. This guy has been standing here since I was working the morning shift, hours and hours, and he's only about 720,000 in his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's gotta have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. He also may be psychic. I feel like I should let him back to his game, but burning questions. They burn like fire. You must have a solid job, good income? So, gonna get your Moopy tipped in gold? Your score is more important than your bank balance? Nah, that was a little, We'll go with balance for once. If you don't mind my commenting on it, it's a lot of money to just have on your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. He doesn't seem to care to talk about his work. Not in a guarded way, it's just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring. They hide the stones inside arcade games. Day trading. Huh? Yay, day trading. Stocks and bonds. Anybody can do it if they have the head. They have that head for the numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who've made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I've my passions, the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. Just checking the chat. Me? Oh, I rob arcades. A little crane machine attract mode. Yeah, the little attract mode for the crane game is adorable. Yeah, and I agree, Seth. None of the choices that it gave me were like good, so I went with the balanced one because it was like the least less not good. I have to do a thing about a thing. Be seeing you, Mr. Knickerbocker. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. By the end, he sounded more like the high score junkies you hear about in documentaries. Obsessed, driven, kind of strange. But that's not the impression I had of him from the beginning. He smiled when talking, not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here, but, well, he's a Funplex regular. There'll be plenty of time to learn more later. I've got work to do. Let's see, what to handle next. Someone's cursing up a store at the Fist of Discomfort. Let's do Fist of Discomfort. There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where the Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Irish telling me about it earlier today, while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win in the undying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home a record $5 million prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? It's a hybrid of real-time strategy and button mash brawling. Fight your way down to the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas, to finally topple the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy part involves using special abilities, purchased items, and ninja summons. FOD is sheer elegance in its simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these are words that oh god.
What the
Hey, we got a bleep. No, those are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be me. There's no flipping way that this is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even connect. Ooh, I'm hiccuping now. Boop this game. Boop it all night long. Oh no, don't tell me I have the hiccups. This is the worst time to get hiccups. Oh my god, the world building is nice, but the hiccups are not. Oh my god, I got hiccups. Get wrecked. Oh, this is far from over, scrub. I saved up a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for. Hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention that I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? Whoops, my bee. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could XP share technique with creep waves? Take this. Explosives death claw technique. What? Well, I mean, what? How did you defeat me? No! Get water? Oh yeah, let me get water. I thought you were telling me to get water for this guy who just died. Rando Calrissian? I just realized his name is Rando Calrissian.
Oh, GG.
Fodder? Oh boy.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
Okay. My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during the whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in. I couldn't tear my eyes away. Oh, my throat. It was like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at?
Not your navel. I'm not staring at your navel.
Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Oh, seeing as how I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I ought to take a moment to collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. The leather jacket she's wearing identifies herself as a member of the L7 Gaming and an arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. And that's saying a lot, considering who I've run into so far. She'd be fun to hang out around, no doubt. Why so rude, though? What a sore winner. Talk about a dominated personality. I feel that... Oh my, what to choose. She'd be fun to hang out around, no doubt. Why so rude, though? What a sore winner. Or talk about a dominating personality. I feel the urge to kneel and submit. You know what? Look, let's be frank about this. I know my taste, and Queen Bee's got the whole package. The sass, the dirty mouth, the keen fashion sense. Oh, be still my subservient little heart.
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my attention.
So, are you gonna f***ing quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone a professionally competitive player of this game. Nope. No, thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You work here?
Yes, me. And what's your job? Hassling me? Nah. I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. I enforce arcade law within this noble funplex. Nah, I'll go with this one. You bet. In fact, I was just hired earlier. I'm the new floor attendant. If the game eats your quarter, come to me. Oh, she's laughing. Wait, you're serious? Okay then, welcome aboard this runaway train.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
I think that was actually a weird tactic to get to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Jim. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a vast clay oven. Nah, Gavin's just lacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you got some proper respect. Thanks? No problem. We gamers got to stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheering and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee."
Hey, I do not sound like that.
Oh.
Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm the one of the regulars here, besides Per, and Tio. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh great, now she's making my job into a competition. I hope this isn't a betting pool too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? Nope. I literally have no idea what you are talking about.
Whoa.
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock, then yes. Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. Oh, why not? Sure. Well, it is part of my job to know all about the games here. And if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me farther into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Aw, yeah. She does look like a superheroine. Or a supervillain. Dun dun dun. Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts my own personal PC back home, which then streams matches live wow. The chat room appears on my phone. Costs a bit to put everything all together, and it takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning, but after doing this here for a couple of years, it's pretty peasy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on cameras damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There is so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome in the in the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Well, wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
Nope, no way.
No, that was part of my warm-up matches. I've got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get as much practice as possible. Even if it's with a bunch of fodder. As in FOD-der. As in, chum. Lunch meat. Scrubs. Losers. I get the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives me a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet. Street Fighter! Ah, my crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 Eastern.
Beep beep.
Aw, beep beep.
What the?
I gotta go live in 5 minutes. Listen, kid, it's been swell. We'll chat later, right? Sure, one thing, can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got kids around here and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. Me? But for him, meh. But for you, I'll keep it to a PG-13 rating. Now if you'll excuse me, there's some butts out there that need to kick.
Later.
And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her Fist of Discomfort game. Yeah, thanks, Mason. Yes, it's very important to start your stream on time. Yes, I know. Queen Bee fires up her broadcasting rig and the shouting and milder swearing start up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Is it wrong for me to crave being stepped on by her? Hey, I gotta be me. We've got a good chemistry so far. Note to self, check with Gavin about the ethics of dating your customers. Not that I'm committing to anything here, just, Let's see what to handle next. I'll go due to the large crowd. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd that's assembling. Like, larger than Queen Bee's team was, rowdier too. This has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Speaking as a citizen that enjoys living, Having an escape route in case of an emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my way, my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. It's an auditory flashback right back to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Jim? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. Whoa, dancer! Do you see that, T.O.? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah, I did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass the song? Huh. Totes impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song. Can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
Oh, how about you? Want to take the spotlight? Dance? Oh man, the choices I get. Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. What, in public? I think not. Or dance with a hottie like you? Absolutely. Oh man. I feel playful today. Let's go for it. I can feel my cheeks flush lightly. A cute boy just asked me to dance with him. Granted, it's for an important arcade dancing game rather than a junior prom. But this rarely happens to me. My heart skips a beat before I can find enough composure to respond. Well, what? Me? Really?
Hello.
Oh, you. And only you. How could I resist ask such a guy such as yourself? You caught my eye the Oh! Whoa! You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait.
You're
new here, right?
Oh, you're talking now. Go for it. Yes, very.
Name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Oh, Teo. I call him Teo. To answer your question, Mason, I think so. Because it does let you choose between 3 self-identifiers, you know, he, them, no, he, they, and her. And I guess it just basically from that point on just lets you choose whoever you're interested in, which is kind of neat. You don't, I think, on the 3 choices before you meet someone, it gives you like choices between like, hey, this person's cool, let's hang out with them, or I don't think so, it's not for me, or straight up, let's hit on them. It's those 3 choices, and basically that determines on what kind of conversation you're going to be having. So for Naomi, I chose the cute thing, and I like wanted to hug her, so I guess in a way, I didn't realize that was actually the flirting option is the 3rd option. So after that, I'm like, hey, that guy looks hot, I'm going to hit on them. So that's what I did for Queen Bee and for this guy. So I'm like, hey, I got to keep my options open. Yeah, you could. Oh yeah, and yeah, I think it is actually, because in the beginning of the game, it tells you, you know, you can focus on romance, you can focus on romance and work, or you can just focus on work. You don't have to actually pursue the romance. You can just let the story play out the way it does. You don't have to, you know, pursue that. So you can't. Didn't say that. It says you can't go wrong theoretically. I think you can just befriend everybody, and that's fine too. I'm just doing this because I'm a hoe. And I just, what can I say? I see something attractive, I go for it. Someone attractive, not something. Excuse me. Tio's the best, dancing rando. Boogie Woogie rando, greatest guy here. Wallflower rando, he's sort of like our leader, yeah?
Oh, please, I'm nothing really.
Yeah, ho's gonna hoe. Yes, and 100% what Kev said. This game also allows you to be completely platonic and asexual if you want to, and that's actually really neat. That's something not a lot of games of this genre let you do. Like, if you don't want to date anyone and you just want to like be friends with them and see where the story goes and just hang out and stuff, games don't like this kind of games don't really do that. So I really like this game for giving you that option too. You could totally do that if you want to like give it a go yourself. He looks directly into my eyes. Is this the part where I melt?
Nothing as special as you.
Oh my! He's going for it there.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close.
I could tell.
I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang.
Really? What? No? Who?
So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Yeah, I agree too, Seth. It's not going to be like the perfect thing to be all like, but it's a good start. Like this kind of like gameplay, like giving you that option to just be friends and do that, and giving you the ability to, make that decision yourself instead of forcing you to choose someone to date. That's definitely in the right, like, it's in the right direction to start with. Yay! Gotta love loading ready run. Teo stretches his arms out to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. Oh my god. Politely decline. You know what? I'm gonna be gutsy. I couldn't care less that I'm supposed to be working. One does not simply refuse to play a dancing game with an attractive guy. It's like that one dream I keep having, but it's actually true. I mean, a different dream that the one where I'm giving him giving a speech in front of class and I forgot to put on pants. Without thought, I take his hand. Yes, 1,000 times yes. As I'm about to step up onto the stage, an ominous shiver crawls down my spine. I glance over and spot Ashley standing behind the ticket counter. I know I can't see her face behind the mask, but I can totally sense that she's glaring daggers my way. It's creeping me out. Oh, on second thought, I'm actually supposed to be working right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Jim. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to that other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime stage now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. I got in trouble. It's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Jim regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Jim. I hope we get to know each other well. Wink. Indeed. For someone that loves Showtime stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone is happy and having a blast. But what about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. Which is well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? You want to film a workplace safety video? We need you to seriously talk about it. Can you? Can you just? Look, this is great and all, but can you thin out your crowd a little for me? Fire codes, emergency exits, that sort of thing.
Sheesh.
Come on, it's not that bad. I've seen hotter crowds most weekends around this game. Rules are rules. Yeah, you're right. The least I can do is be accommodating. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Watch play references. Teo jumps on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Hey, listen! We need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear. Complaining, oh man, but why? I like my spot. Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. It's Jim's first day, so let's show him some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. I guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like the one time I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Jim's just doing his job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself in a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I'm not genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know. Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Jim has spoken. I start to walk away from my next venture when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Hooray! Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make a new friend. I see that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's gotta be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime stage. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, we're a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done, but you know. I'm so at peace, in fact, that I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding up on behind me.
Good day.
Not bad for a first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you. Well, others have been. They've been texting me. You know, you should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I've got a crappy phone plan and my texts aren't free. A valid point. I'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how much you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I prepared your paperwork. If you'd like to go sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're staying? Please tell me you're staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Aw. Francine hasn't hired him yet, right? Fired him yet, right? An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Ooh.
Jim's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? Just ordered a replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain. Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Huh. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I was looking for hope. I've been so used to life dumping all over me that I've come to expect the worst generally. And yet, I can't say the Funplex has dumped on me. It's been hectic at times, a little too much, but not really in a bad way. I'm starting to get along with my coworkers. I'm helping people with their problems. Maybe I'm finding the hope I was looking for after all. We've only got a few hours till closing and it's nice and quiet. How about we game a bit? Speak for yourself, I've still got paperwork to handle. Oh, come on, don't act like you don't game. Irrelevant. I know your dirty little secret. What, Naomi? You sneak in early each morning to play pinball. You're a pinball wizard. Aw, yeah, I doubt Francine is romanceable too. Ah, well, what of it? I bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney! The girls are giggling and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day. At the end of the first day? Because I'm going to have to vamoose because I forgot I have D&D today. Whoa.
By
hey.
the way,
Oh,
I booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
What? We're not done yet. We're not done yet. The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all after dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
Francine, why? We got Night on Bald Mountain playing in the background. Birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask? It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. 5-year-olds? Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling. Throwing ski balls overhanded into the glass, jumping up and down on pinball machines, putting chewing gum into coin slots. Pulling at my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' parties before. Doom! The end is nigh!
Well, I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. Have fun, dears.
Right. Battle stations, everyone. I'll take ticket desks so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Jim, roaming duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They're coming. They are coming. Oh God! They're coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly... Oh, they're adorable in a scary way. An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before... Okay, hold on, I need a... An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks, mashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations, Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults, Beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them, keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kiddies, I guess. That's very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos is multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball, being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross the highway traffic. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise. Jim, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. Which one of these should I tackle, though? I mean, I'm not able to deal with all of them in the time. Alright, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to do all 3 like last time. So which one should I do? 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley. An angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee. A little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. Aww. I'm torn between the little girl crying and like an angry adult shouting at Teo and Queen Bee. What do you guys think? I'm definitely a sucker for like little kids crying. I'm like, I want to go see if I can help. Perfect waiting music, by the way. Yeah, a little bit. Stolen tickets. You know what? I hit on these 2. And hopefully if I have time I'll help the little crying girl. But I can't pass up on these 2, so... The sounds of hardship called to me from the Fast Cars 5 racing games. Uh-oh, regular music. The regular music tends to be a little louder than regular. I mean, you know. Shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs, and I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. Oh no, I chose already. I'm sorry, Seth. Oh. I shake the discomfort off. Now's not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on and stat. As I get closer to the revving of engines and clacking of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berate a cowering boy.
I did it.
Oh no. Admit it, I know you did what you did, you brat. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry. Children like you are the absolute— Whoa! Garf, whoa. Ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout at a child, no less. What's going on here? This jerk of a boy told my sweetest beyond sweet Josh that he should put his own tokens into the racing machine so he could play it for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance, and I won't let some devil child steal his money. Let's just take a moment to calm down, okay? Before I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo out of the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks frustrated, and Teo has buried his face in his hand. Actually, now that I stopped and think about it, they might have some insight. The racing games are right next to the Showtime stage. Teo probably had a good vantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage. And just by the way Queen Bee's brows are furrowed, I can tell something is not sitting right with her. Yep, she's got that "I want to speak to your manager" haircut. I could ask one of them for help, or I could try to solve this one by myself. Ooh. Detective Jim is on the Oh man. Well, I think I would love to ask Teo to interact with him more, but Queen Bee seems to have— I think she'd have more of an understanding of the situation. So, since Queen Bee has been consumed by rage, I bet she knows what's really going on here. I wave for her to join us and I attempt to reach out to her for guidance. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but I think that—
What the
Whoa! Nope, not helping. This is in fact the furthest away from helping I could ever envisioned. The kid runs away to avoid the loud people as I try my best to defuse the situation. That boy did nothing wrong. Nothing. Excuse me? How dare you? There's no way I'm getting a word in between these two. I sigh and resign myself to watch it play out. How dare I? How dare you ever yelling at that kid? I don't care if he did what you claim or not. You got no right to traumatize him over it. He's a thief and he'll grow up to be a no-good criminal. That still doesn't fucking matter. Do you honestly think I take a single second of your life and really think that shouting at a child is an effective way to handle this? You can't tell me how I should act. Who do you think you are? I'm the nemesis of evildoers, righter of wrongs, rising star of L7 Gaming. Queen Bee's poses and her trademark pose.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
Oh boy. And in the name of Funplex, I'll punish you. Well, I've never, in all my years— You're far worse than that impudent child. Josh, we are leaving this horrible arcade. Right now. Well, that's one way to handle that. The woman scoops up her child and storms out the front door. I don't think we'll see her and her son anymore, and frankly, I'm okay with that. Once they're gone, Queen Bee turns her attention back to me.
Come on!
Oh, people like that really f me off. My blood's still boiling.
Oh, hey.
Oh, and hey, thanks for the backup. You're welcome? I really didn't do much of anything. Yeah, well, I knew you had my back, kid. I sense you that you're like me, I can't stand to see people get screamed at. It sucks, you know? Queen Bee's whole aura changed from her normal upbeat snark to being completely down in the dumps. The side of her I haven't seen yet. She just looks so sad. Oh, I'm definitely not. Are you doing okay? I know it's really none of my business, but I feel like I should ask her about this. Looks like the incident hit her hard. Hey, everything alright? It's okay, you can tell me. She pauses for a second before her normal smile creeps back on her lips. Aw, you're sweet. Seriously, I'll be fine. I just don't like seeing adults treat kids like their future's nothing. Like they'll be worthless stains on society. I had a lot of people tell me I could never be a professional gamer, that I should quit daydreaming, and I say to those people, don't let anyone tell you who you are.
Hey, thanks.
But hey, thanks for asking. I appreciate it, kid. Ah, I got 2. Okay, show's over. You should go check on that boy. That boy! I totally forgot, you're right! I always am. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to try to squeeze in a few more matches before quitting time.
Later.
I'm out, kid. Queen Bee takes one more moment to triangulate the safest path back to Fist of Discomfort through the sea of children. After poking around, I managed to find the kid, still shaking up from the whole ordeal. Hey, sorry about all that. Are you going to be okay? I think so. I swear I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and dropped his token in my slot. After I lost it, I got off the game and offered it to him. He just ran away. And then that woman approached you and started yelling. The boy nods, swiping his snotty nose on his shirt. Uh-huh. Well, if it's any consolation, the bad lady's gone, and I don't think she's going to ever come back. Especially after the way Queen Bee burned her. The boy's cheeks, still streaked with tears, lets a smile spread on his face.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I'll tell the other lady thanks for sticking up for me too. I nod and the boy scurries off and rejoins some of his friends. Right, that's sorted out. But the other 2 situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? Alright, now for real this time. Which one? Oh, no, I said I knew which one. I gotta do little girl crying, my one weakness. I weave my way through waves of children towards the skee-ball machines. Aww! One little girl sitting at the end of the skee-ball ramp crying, no parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls to me. I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing, what with the lawsuit happy parents lurking over by the vending machines ignoring their kids, but floor attendant Jim decided to take the case all the same. Injustice! Hey, my name's Jim, and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses as she looks up to me. I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but when I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone. I glance around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be. I don't even have any more tickets to play with. I spent them all on skee-ball, and my tickets are all gone now. Wah! Easy. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to the crime. Percy could have had a good view of the redemption game area, based on where Moopy's positioned. Gavin has the ticket desk, a veritable crow's nest of the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or I could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Let's see. Let's do Percy. We haven't dealt with Percy in a while. Okay, don't worry. I'll get your tickets back one way or another. Really, Mr. Jim? Oh. Wait right here. I'll be back in a jiff. I walk up to Percy, tapping on his shoulder to get his attention. Sorry to interrupt, but that girl in pink over there, someone stole her tickets. I was hoping you saw something. Oh, He frowns a little, looking slightly embarrassed.
Well.
Sorry, love. I've been pretty deep in this run. Wasn't exactly paying attention. Poor girl. Oh, poor girl. A ruffian's absconded with her tickets, you say? Yeah, well, can't exactly expect you to babysit. I'll just go check with Gavin. Now, no need for that. This obstacle can be removed rather readily, and perhaps be an object lesson as well. He steps away, letting his extra lives croak one by one. Something more important has clearly captured his attention.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Percy. You say you need tickets? Yeah, I went to get I wanted to get colored crayons. Oh, kids are so adorable when they're not yours. 50 tickets, if I recall. Tall order, but certainly achievable. Here, let me show you the best way to reach your goal. He leads our little group a short ways over to a game of colorful spinning lights. Skee ball, even when played well, has an expected value of 4 tickets per token. But this game has an EV of 8. 10 if you're sharp enough. Whoa. He demonstrates dropping in a token. The light starts swirling around until he snaps out and pushes the single control button with perfect timing, capturing the light right between 2 pink goalposts. 12 tickets come streaming out of the pocket, and the maximum possible per token.
Lovely.
Simple, yes? Here, I can spot you some tokens to get started. He produces a short stack of brassy tokens from the ample supply in his pockets. But the girl just sort of stares at the game confused.
Huh?
But this game's really boring.
Pardon me?
Boring? It's got colorful lights, see? It pays very well. But it's boring. I like rolling skee ball into the holes. You want those crayons, yes? And this is the most efficient way to get them. The girl sighs, disappointed, but she's not crying anymore. The distraction was enough to crack her out of the feedback loop of despair, I guess. She hands the tokens back and the stack crinkling lightly into Percy's open hand.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister, but I got other crayons at home. I guess I'll just use those. Aww. Not exactly cheered up, but not exactly weeping. She mixes back into the crowd to find her friends and play with them instead. Huh. Well, my apologies, Jim. Seems I've let you both down. Although I must confess to be rather puzzled by this. If you have a clear and distinct goal, what's so bad about accomplishing it by the most direct means? Well, she's 5. I think she cares more about fun than expected value. Well, I admit my experience with children is unorthodox. I suppose it's best to admit my failure in this moment and move on. I'd let it ride, but curiosity takes me. But isn't playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Muzz fun for you? Why else would you play it all the time? Or, he's got the spirit of a competitor. Skee ball is more competitive than the style. By unorthodox child experience. What do you mean by that exactly? Oh, here we go. We'll go with heart. Mati! Hang on. You spend all day every day playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, and that doesn't offer any tickets or rewards of any sort. There's the high score. Right, but are you really only playing for the score? Surely you find the game itself fun. I mean, what drew you to Mr. Moopy in the first place? Why that game for your score challenge? That question puts him at unease. He pauses, unable to smoothly deliver an answer. Yay! It's a bit personal, really. Not that I'm offended, I just mean it was a very personal decision to take up this particular challenge, this game. A mixture of nostalgia and a promise to keep. He shakes his head. I suppose this isn't the time or place. Others need your help today, Jim. And this old man's got a game to get back to.
Much obliged.
But thank you for trying to help that girl. And thanks for allowing me to try to help. Even if we both struck out, it shows character. Percy returns to his game, having lost most of his extra lives, but doesn't seem to mind the setback. If anything, he's smiling more than he was a minute ago. 2 problems in the can. Now to deal with that cupcake Too late. The vintage Midway cabinet Naomi was just finishing fixing up. Yeah, it's all covered in icing. Looks like Ashley's costume's gonna need dry cleaning too. I shoot them a helpless look and a shrug. Hey, Jim. Kinda wish it was pink icing, then nobody would notice. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't quick enough. You still helped out. I saw you with those other kids. You're a natural. I think things are winding down anyway. Why not take a break, and I'll swap off with you and take a break myself afterwards? Yeah, okay, sounds good. Yeah, very mysterious, Kev. Honestly, I'm kind of worn out. Ashley's right. I need to step away from the craziness, if only for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm it's cool with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. What a day. Quirky coworkers, die-hard programmers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try to work the kinks out of my sore shoulders, and spot an upside-down kid. Wait. Huh. Oh, wait. I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Better. Oh, no, it's okay, Kev. Wait. What's that kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi, and you are? Mikey. Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey, my name's Jim, so what are you doing back here? This is an employees only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How'd you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh. Score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. It's, well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I mean, I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
Oh. Well, this is curious. I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? I mean, you can tell me, I work here. I'm the guy who solves problems.
No problems, just don't want to go out there.
Well, don't you want to play with your friends? It gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city. And one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway. And then she left because she's got to work.
New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him. Well, still, I should have busted him then and there, brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid, I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd want to make me go. You're an adult like my mom. I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. The new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They'd be working all day, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd just take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? Well, it means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad over it.
But that sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bit my tongue hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. It wouldn't have helped little Jim out if an adult that if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Jim would have needed. Aha! Hey, it could be totally worse. Aliens could attack. No, it won't always be this sad. Life has ups and downs. Your mommy loves you. That's why she works hard. But this won't beat you, right? You're a tough kid. Oh, I gotta go with this one. This one hits close to home. This one hits close to home because that's how it was for me. My mother worked tirelessly when I was a kid. She when she moved here from Peru, we were originally living in New Jersey, and she would work day in and day out. She would work in various places, a factory where they would make like porcelain souvenirs and stuff like that. And then she'd like work as a cleaner. She worked various jobs until we moved over here to Virginia, where we are now, where she works as a nursing assistant now. She's very successful, you know, and she likes her work, although it can be tiring. But before, at that point, she worked really hard. In fact, for a role, as you could probably tell, just like John was modeled after me, Irene in my comic Roll to Save was based off of my mother. And one of the original comics that I haven't had a chance to fully write out, that I was going to do for Mother's Day, but I still might do it just to have a one-shot, was basically a rundown memory lane where Zoe and Irene were hanging out. And Zoe just asks, hey, were you always a florist? And Irene was like, no, I wasn't always a florist. I would do all these kind of things, and it would run through some of the jobs that my mom actually worked on when I was a kid. It was supposed to be she was a cleaner, and after being cleaner, she was a nursing assistant, and then she made enough money to retire and own a flower shop. Now, albeit, in reality, my mom isn't retired, still working as a nursing assistant, and doesn't have a flower shop. But in my mind, I guess in the comic, I'm like, she worked hard enough, she deserves to semi-retire, and Irene deserves to have a flower shop. And in my mind, that's like the perfect, you know, little cap on Irene's little thing. She worked very hard to take care of her son even after she was abandoned by her husband. So what does she like above all? She likes flowers, she likes plants, she likes gardening. So the perfect way to end it would be her getting to have a little flower shop with, you know, that she owns all by herself. And I thought that was a nice thing. Anyway, long story short, mommy loves you for the most part, and she works very hard, and that's the choice I'm gonna go with. You know, your mommy loves you very much, Mikey. She loves you very, very much. When I was a kid, I was mad at my parents for moving all the time, taking different jobs. It made things very hard for me. But now that I'm older, I know that they were working hard because they loved me. They wanted the best for me, and were doing their best to get it. Life can be hard sometimes. Sometimes it's just no fun. But there's one thing that's always there. Love. They love you. He shoots me a doubting look, one of those little doubting looks where they don't want to outright call something a lie, but can't quite swallow it. Mikey, if your mom was sad, what would you do to make her happy? I mean, if you had to go to school an extra 2 hours a day, would you do it? I guess. That's what she's doing. She's working very hard because she wants to make you happy. I'm not happy being alone or moving all the time. Neither is she, but she knows if she works hard, one day you won't be alone. You won't be moving all the time. I was a new kid, remember? But now that I have a home with my best friend and a good job, I work in an arcade. How cool is that? It wasn't easy, and my parents were often sad, and I was often sad, but we pulled through, and so will you. Just remember, she loves you and you love her. That'll get you through the sad times. Huh. It's not a great answer, and it doesn't solve the problem, but it does make things a little easier on Mikey. From his long sigh, I can feel him releasing his sadness before offering a little smile. Not a big goofy grin, not the high of happiness, just a simple understanding. I love mommy. Ah, I get a heart. It's sad a lot, but I know it's not always sad. And even if she left me here, I know she's coming back. Hey, you know what? You still got some time to enjoy the party, even if you don't want to talk to the other kids. There's a lot of games you can play. And hey, maybe you'll get to know someone while playing a game. Arcades are great for that. I'm sure a lot of them have sad times too, and they can use someone to play with, someone who understands.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to play the skee ball games. I'll spot you a few tokens. Let's get you rolling. I take his hand, lead him out the back and the main room. Oh, that was more real than I realized. Oh my god, that was real. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all of Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. I couldn't afford them, and they couldn't take time off of work. The whole Knickerbocker family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we'd been dealt, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her for a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers. Alternatively boring and hectic, surreal, and way too real. Say that again. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very long time. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Jim. Huh? My emotional voice analysis of routines combined with your body language suggests you're very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I'd love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited coworkers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's posting talking about how much you enjoyed arcades visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
Sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a very weird little app, you know?
Hooray!
I try to be. Oh, man. But that's not the end, is it? Oh, thank God. I was like, what? Then the car's pulling up in the parking lot. It looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now, if they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kiddies. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up, or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone though. Who do I want to hang out with? Oh! Gavin, Ashley, Naomi. Gavin's tapping at his tablet and frowning. I guess I'll go right to him. Ashley's quiet, repairing her costume. Maybe she could use company. Naomi's prying gum out of the coin slot and looks ready to cry. Oh no! Queen Bee's packing up her gear, ready to go home. Theo's cooling down with some Fast Cars 5 before the day's through. Percy's finally finished his Moopy game and is ready to leave. Oh boy, who do I talk to? Ooh, who do I talk to? I'm gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch it, everybody's told. If the others let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mom says to choose this one because this one is definitely it. I'm not talking to Teo! I've mostly seen Teo busting a groove on Showtime stage, but currently he's chilling with some Fast Cars 5. Whoops.
Self-voicing disabled.
I didn't mean to do that. As I approach, he seems pretty relaxed, reclining back into the seat. No last dance to the end of the night? Nah, I've danced so much today that my legs feel like jelly. And jelly legs, man. And jelly legs means I gotta rest these calves and try my hand at some other games. Do you play Fast Cars 5 much then? Not really. In fact, I actually hate driving, but since I was over here earlier, I figured I could give it a try. And? How is it? It's okay, I guess. Okay? Let's see, it's no Showtime stage, huh? Or Search Your Heart Speed Racer! Oh, I gotta do this one. You just have to call upon the speed racer that lives deep within your soul. If you really put your heart into it, I know you can win this race. Yay! There's only one person I want deep within my... Oh! The hidden... See, I didn't know that. Call me Star Butterfly, because apparently I'm a sucker for the hidden abs. Abs. Alright, how do I keep going? Here we go. Teo! I kid. Or do you? But I've just never really been good at racing games. My talents lie in dancing and dancing games. As you probably realize, dancing games differ vastly from racing games and the communities surrounding them too. Communities? Yeah, all of us who enjoy the same game together to play, talk, and appreciate each other's company. Our Showtime stage group meets 5 times a week, and it's always a blast. There's dancing, funky beats, sweating. What more could you ask for? A towel? I always bring an extra 2 or 2 for newcomers. There are several gaming communities that frequent here. You'll meet them all eventually. I'm happy to report that Funplex has one of the biggest Showtime stage communities in the country, but don't you worry, we aren't a rowdy bunch. Well, maybe a little rowdy, but you never need us to settle down. Just ask. I'll be your genie. Your wish is my command. Right now, all I wish is for a nice hot bath and a long sit in my favorite comfy chair. I'm pooped. Ha! You've earned a nice relaxing evening from what I saw. You worked your buns off. Thank you. I just hope my buns are still firmly attached. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my buns. I'm sure they'll show up behind you. But if you ever decide you need to shake those buns, you should join me up on Showtime stage. Maybe one day. I'll hold you to that, Jim. Anyway, it's been real, but I need to consume food before I fall over. I'll catch you on the flip side. Teo jumps out of Fast Cars 5 at the Fast Five Cars console, smiles to me as he wanders his way out of the Funplex. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Jim, good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you were as close to perfect as is reasonable. I'm not entirely sure why you consulted Percy regarding those tickets. He's not on staff, but I suppose that's a minor issue. Whoopsies! Normally I've dealt with the angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I've only second-hand accounts of your performance there, but allowing Queen Bee to yell at the customer is questionable at best. She's volatile. I'd rather you have handled that one on your own, all told. I'm not pleased that you sold our Moopy game for only $1,000, not $3,000 as I'd requested. Gavin, we only paid $200 for that game. I'd be ripping off a customer. A customer with exceptionally deep pockets, and one who squats on that game all day, spending only a handful of change in the process. If anything, $3,000 is what we'd need to make up that lost profit from Percy being so Moopy obsessed. What's more, why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little Jim a hard time, Gavin dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping?
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters, too, as does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifices made in the name would shatter the dreams of others, well, That's not what the Funplex is all about. Jim, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during the interview. Now I think I understand. I came here today looking for hope. Hope I could do more with my life than compromise, settle for what I can get, and go with the flow. Eventually, everybody I've met today is full of hope. Gamers chasing scores, people following their passions. Nobody here is willing to give up on their dreams. Not even you, Gavin. You know, we're better than this, Gavin. We don't settle. We chase after our hopes and dreams and won't accept anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Jim, Miss Francine, I apologize. Hi, Sprocket! It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to, on the side of realism. Err on the side of realism. Even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you are still keen to work here, Jim? I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely! Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight and hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Jim. Hooray! Although you joined at a heck of a time, Sprocket, I'm winding down so I can get to my D&D group. But I'm gonna finish this in a little bit. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Oh, Juniper already home from work. Bounds over eagerly to interrogate me for the day. I love her socks.
Hey.
So, how'd it go? It went well. Well or well? Really well. Your little app came through despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. And you even came home with a smile like when you were a lifeguard. Huh. I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way,
there's
just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you.
Uh-oh.
Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
What? Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. Oh, that's a lot. That's a nice reveal, too, just like scoots to the side. And that's level 1 of Arcade Spirits. Oh, hey! Of Arcade Spirits complete. Quarter up. Hold on, let me check out. What is that? What is that achievement? I'm going to read it. Clear level 1. Hey, look, you also won a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras from various endings and other hidden thingies. Hey! Now let's see your score. Ooh. Whoa, I don't know what happened with Percy. Percy seems to like you. He's the quiet one, but with a big heart. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate. Yay! Yay! Also, you scored 6,150 points. Nice. Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Yeah, convenient level break. I know. Oh, I didn't read the last one. Thank God for history. Today's pizza fact is Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. Wow! Do you want to save your game before... Yes, please! Save game! Oh, wow. I did not save a single time. Okay. Whoa, you're going to automatically start? Okay, well, I'm going to... I like these. I like the little splasher. Level 2, chasing ghosts. And as much as I want to continue chasing ghosts, I gotta go. Actually, technically I should have gone an hour ago, but you know. Oh, I don't want to go. Oh, I really don't want to go. But I do, because I promised I'd host Shadowrun. What do you think of the game? I really like the game so far. I really do. We had a discussion about the game earlier. Is that this is a nice new change of pace for this kind of game. You know, you can play it like a traditional like love simulator. You know, falling in love with someone if you want to flirt with them a sort of way, or you can like play it strictly platonically. Just befriend everyone, and you don't have to hit on everybody at all. It's a really nice change of pace into what you can do with the game, especially for like, I know there are some games out there that I wish I could just like, I want to see the story, I want to see where it goes. I don't necessarily want to go out with anybody. So, you know, it's nice to give that like option to just befriend everyone and just, you know, have fun and interact with people. And because, you know, that's like a good chunk of visual novels, not just dating sims. The visual novels, the big thing is world building, characters, and the interaction with those characters. And, you know, being able to have the option of not having to pursue a relationship in that way allows you to enjoy the game in a completely, totally different way. And it's really cool. Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't have a higher score with Tio either. It was literally, I was I kept gravitating to him. But hey, you never know. I think it's also depending on the kind of choices you make with him. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how this works. I'm still figuring it out. But I'm definitely streaming this tomorrow as well. Probably not going to choose an earlier stream time, probably a later one, probably around this time, actually around 3 o'clock or so. That way it'll give me a chance to sleep and I can stream on time. I also don't have any plans for tomorrow, so I should be a-okay with streaming until I cannot stream no more. Just, yeah, thanks, Tiresias. It's not that kind of game. I am never playing that game. No, just Monica, get out of here. No Monica, nowhere. Although, no, Monica, no. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this journey into Arcade Spirits. Definitely gonna keep playing this for a little while longer. I'm gonna try not to forget about Thimbleweed Park though, because we did like major progress on that, and we're gonna have to finish that off at some point. But definitely gonna continue this first. I'm digging this game. I'm digging the characters, the character design, the look, and the writing is just awesome. This actually kind of reminds me of Dream Daddy, whereas the main focus is the characters in the story and your interactions with the characters. It's like everything else is just sort of secondary. So I'm enjoying this quite a lot. So I'm coming back tomorrow. That's right, folks. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern is when we're going to resume this stream. I am going to set 5 alarms to make sure that I wake up on time, to make sure that I get that. It's in the evening / late afternoon, so I can't miss it even if I wanted to. Is that everything? When I'm streaming tomorrow? And then, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I'm stalling because I don't want to go, because I actually really am enjoying this, but someone's gotta run Shadowrun, and that's me. So I'm off. Once again, thank you for tuning in. And remember, if to keep your feet on the ground, your hopes up high, pray for rain, and keep the humor dry. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.